The pick is in, and the Bears selected Dillon Thieneman with the number 25 pick in the first round of the draft. Now, I know some of y'all expected defensive line, but I've been telling you guys a lot to expect the Chicago Bears to go safety with the talent that was expected at that position in the first round. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host, Derek Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. So the Chicago Bears have selected safety Dillon Thieneman with their number 25 pick. This is a 21-year-old, 6 foot, 205-pound safety that can just do everything that Dennis Allen is going to want from that safety position. Many didn't expect Dillon to be on the board here for the Chicago Bears at this pick, and that's why Emmanuel McNeil-Warren was talked so much about with the Chicago Bears. But this is a guy that over his 3 years in college averaged over 100 tackles each of the years. He finishes his collegiate career with 302 tackles, which is where 13 passes deflected, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 8 interceptions over the course of his entire collegiate career. One thing that the buzzword that I'm telling you guys with this is all about fit. That's what it comes down to. It's about fit and scheme for Dennis Allen and for the Chicago Bears overall. And while I know a lot of people wanted to see the Bears go edge and a lot of people are going to be disappointed with the fact that the Bears did not go defensive line early, it just comes down to the skill set that Dillon Thieneman. He was probably the best player on the board by far when the Chicago Bears picked him. And this is a guy that I think a lot of teams are going to regret not getting and look back on it. His IQ is amazing. The tackling is amazing. You talk about the scheme versatility for the Chicago Bears with having a safety like him and Kobe Bryant. You're talking about being inside the box, outside the box, the ability to run blitz, pass blitz, all that type of stuff is there. And that is what this is about. When you look at how the Chicago Bears separate, especially when they go best player available, is they look at schematic fit in that as well. So it's scheme fit, the best player available who also has the best scheme fit. And Thieneman just has that scheme fit that makes so much sense for him to be a Chicago Bear here. So now you look at the loss of Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker and the fact that the Chicago Bears have now overcome that with revamping their safety core, with having Thieneman and now having Kobe Bryant as well. This is going to make an immediate impact for the Chicago Bears. You have 2 guys much younger than the combined age between the 2 that we had. Then on top of that, you have so much versatility in what you can do schematically here. That is the thing. The run sport ability. The coverage upside that he has. He is probably better in coverage than Jaquan Brisker. At bare minimum, you got a player that does just about everything that Jaquan Brisker did without the injury concerns. Then on top of that, the extra scheme fit in the analysis. It's no doubt that Jaquan Brisker was a really good talent here for the Chicago Bears. Led the Bears in sacks his first year here. But when you look at what this was with this, we always knew the Bears were going to go best player available. And I get it. I said it before. It's what we do as fans is we lock into a position because we get scoped. We get deadlocked in something. But he's such a perfect fit for it. And all of a sudden now, if the Chicago Bears cornerbacks can be healthy again this year, mainly Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Tyreek Stevenson as well, Terrell Smith, those guys can stay healthy. Then you have a guy like Zay Frazier. Now you have a revamped safety core as well. I'm telling you right now, the hybrid type safety that Thieneman is going to be for this team and the way that they're going to have this versatility, you're going to see some stuff that just is fun. And this is what it's about coming into the draft, opening up our defense to be more functional as an overall defense, and also Dennis Allen to have all the wrinkles that he needs to get this thing done. And so this, to me, was a great pick by the Chicago Bears. There are going to be some that complain and look at the Bears not going edge, which is our biggest position of need. But I think when you look at some of the guys that have dropped in this draft, let's just look at the edges that are going to drop into the second round. You got Zion Young still on the board. Cassius Howell still on the board. Gabe Jacques still on the board, right? And these are 3 players that people talked about the Bears drafting potentially at number 25 if needed. Those guys are all going to be available in the second round. Will Ryan Poles be aggressive enough to go up and get those guys? That's the question that remains to be seen. But then if you even flip that and look at the defensive tackles, Caden McDonald was one of the most commonly mocked players to go to the Chicago Bears at pick number 25. He's still on the board. Christian Miller, the defensive tackle, is still on the board as well. The Bears have a lot of different places that they can go in this draft. This is just day one. There's still multiple picks that the Bears have left to do, multiple moves that the Bears can left to be made. We'll get more on that in a second. So overall, I think what it just looks like when you look at this as a simply thing on surface level, the Bears went out there and got the best player on the board at their position. That was also a position of need. It wasn't the pass rush that everybody hoped for, but Thieneman is going to be able to open up so much more of this. And I love this pick for the Chicago Bears. Listen, I did not think he was going to be here at pick number 25. I thought it was going to have to be Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I talked about it even, I think, as much as on today's episode, just saying that the Chicago Bears, and what they were going to do, is probably draft Emmanuel McNeil-Warren because, Thieneman, who is actually the best safety, is probably going to be off the board. So, it's really good. And I love this pick for the Bears. I think this was a really best case scenario for the Bears. When you look at how much movement happened at the top of the draft that really opened this up to happen for the Bears, like you get, a reach on Simpson, which happened. You got trades that happened at the top of it. And this is why when you see Ryan Poles be a little bit more patient, again, I've always said his ability to survey the draft board is almost next to none. He did a really good job on it. I think now the Bears are going to have opposing teams are going to have a problem with the Bears safeties because the Bears are going to have a lot of versatility in there. And as we know, that is a luxury around this league. So let's see what the Bears do with it. With that said, though, that's not the only move that happened today. Shortly before the Bears actually picked, it was reported that the Chicago Bears have restructured the contracts of Cole Kmet and Jonah Jackson to free up an additional $10.3 million in cap space. Many will remember, I told you guys with the Bears draft picks, they're going to need between $10 and $11 million to open up to create space just to sign their draft picks. Looks like they go ahead and do that. So they're able now to have the flexibility to sign their own draft picks that they do, which was always going to be a thing. We just didn't know how Ryan Poles was going to create that space. Well, he created that space today, and he did it in kind of the most expected way, right? So we'll see what that means for the Bears, in their future cap and all that type of stuff. But as it stands right now, listen, the Bears and Ryan Poles has already started off today cooking. And he started off today making the moves that make sense to it. So when you look at it as well, they converted $13.5 million of Jonah Jackson's salary into a bonus, reducing his cap number from $6.5 million by $6.7 million to $12.7 million overall. His cap now for 2027, though, jumps up to $23.75 million. And then his final year in the contract, which is 2027, kind of is going to probably be extended next year as well. And, we'll see what he does in 2026 for that. In regards to Cole Kmet's restructure, though, he had $7.65 million of his salary converted to a bonus, reducing his cap number by $3.82 million, which is really good. It's going to be $7 million for next year. Now his cap number next season is going to be for $15.4 million. 2027 is also the final year of Cole Kmet's contract, so he can be restructured, extended, whatever. He just turned 27, so we're going to have to see with that. But with Ben Johnson and how much he loves to run the 12-man personnel, I wouldn't be surprised to see him stay around on a longer-term contract, spread that money out again. So Ryan Poles gets to cooking. Let me know your guys' thoughts on what the Chicago Bears did here on day one of the draft. Drafting Dillon Thieneman, was that the right pick? Are you more upset that the Chicago Bears did not go edge in this draft? Are you happy with this pick? Let me know what you guys think about that, as well as the restructuring of Cole Kmet's contracts. We already said this draft was hugely important for the Chicago Bears. And day one, Ryan Poles has already set the tone for this. Now, we got 2 more days left in this draft. We're not done yet, and we'll see what the future does hold. Make sure you guys stay locked in and tuned in with us. We'll have a daily episode still tomorrow. It will be the mailbag episode, so get your thoughts and feelings on the day one in the mailbag. I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. You can follow us at Shy Bear Central on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.